Hello and welcome to Midnight Messages. My name is Stacy and I have got a big ass reading that I'm doing right now. Hence why it's on the bed and this is the space. Alright. So I have decided that we want to look at the collective, right? We want to see what's going on with divine masculines and divine feminines. So it's a twin flame collective reading. So what is going on with the divine masculines and the divine feminines out there today? What's going on? What do we need to know? Alright, what do we need to know? Okay. Alright, so far we've got past lives, which we know, lovers, also twin flame connection. It's a past life and a lover's connection usually. And we've got slowing down and integration. So it's looking like we might be integrating some things here. So, what else do we need to know about divine masculine and divine feminine as a collective twin flame reading? I haven't done this particular reading before. Usually, when I do these, it can take an hour or so. So, I don't know how long this is going to take, but you deserve love. You are lovable. Those wanted to pop out, pop right back in. So, I'm not going to take right now. Spirit, anything else that we need to know right now? Okay. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type of expectations. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and separation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon. So here's the thing. And twin flame separation is when we tend to do the most healing, okay? It's the most healing time, and your love can be renewed. So you also learn how to love yourself, and you learn that you deserve love. And just so that way you know, that was at the bottom of the deck, reconciliation. So if you are in separation, you are looking at reconciling. Okay. Anything that we need to know right now about the twin flame, divine masculine and divine feminine connection right now? Is there anything that we need to know right now about this connection between states? Okay. Three of Autumn, follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do. Being compensated for your creative talents. Nine of Spring, protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. Then we have the Star. Look to the future and hope, with hope and optimism. The power of faith to move mountains. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. Princess of Summer, gentle, sensitive, kind, and experienced. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitation to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Goes right there. 3 of Summer. News worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish. 2 of Spring, a bright future manifested through hard work and creativity, partnering with others who share your dreams, great progress being made. Release, let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. It looks like there's a cycle ending here. 3 of Winter, reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. So, yeah, usually when twin flames go into separation, there's a deep sadness. And here's the thing. It looks like the separation is going to end. I don't have a time frame, so I don't work in time frames because, as we all know, time is not linear, and things could have happened for some of you and be happening for others, while others have yet to see them happen. So time frames don't really mean anything to spirit in this realm of existence. So is there anything else that we need to know for the collective twin flame? A new start is coming. There's a lot of new start stuff in here. So it's looking like the end of some karmic cycles are on the horizon. It looks like your hard work is paying off. Yeah, like I said, the end of some karmic cycles are here, where separating and reconciling luck is on your side. Yeah, and the answers you need are coming. And show the world the real you. Interesting. Alright. So, what spirit, what is going on with the twin flame collective right now? Divine masculine and divine feminine. What is going on? Because it's looking like, here's the thing. When you're integrating, when integration is happening, when divine union is happening, it usually starts with the self, and you have an integration of your own divine feminine and divine masculine that is in yourself. So what happens is you start realizing that you have past lives, and then you are awakening to the fact that you are twin flames, and you start slowing the pace down a little bit. And when you're integrating in yourself, alright, it's a new beginning, it's a new start. Hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. See, that is going to go on the side, because I think it has more to do with the past lives. So there's a secret. Look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring insight you seek. Maybe you want to read something. Maybe, and I hate to say this, if you're, no, I'm not even going to say it. Divination and fairy spotting. Divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clarity. And fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So here's the thing. If you are manifesting something, and this just goes for regular plain old manifestation, right? So if you are manifesting something in your life, all right, and you don't exactly like believe it, it's not going to come true. The universe is going to give you what you believe, all right? So if you're like, oh, I'm going to manifest this this relationship, all right, and I'm going to manifest it, but I don't know if I'm good enough for a relationship. So the universe is going to show you signs that maybe you're not so good enough for a relationship. Eros, love, erotic love, sexual love, erotic. The vessel, which is the human body, which we are currently in, and the mystic, which is, you know, mysticism and such, which is essentially the twin flame journey. It's a mystical, spiritual journey that not many people grasp. They don't understand it, okay? And what happens when you're on this specific journey in life and people don't understand, they tend to downplay it or make it into something that it isn't. And unfortunately, that's where you get false information. You get false information. Personally, I'm not even sure if you should be looking at these readings right now. You might want to go through my other videos and check out some of that stuff about manifestation. And I think I have a couple of things on there about the twin flame journey, too. Go take a look at my other videos. Just take a gander. The ones that aren't tarot readings, there's some good stuff on here. Okay, so right now what I'm seeing is, as a child, someone was abandoned, and they felt abandoned by essentially God. So they retreated into the cave of themselves, and when they came to the earth, they were given a vessel after they traveled through the underworld and a vision, and they became mystical. So what happened was, before you were even born, you decided on this path, on this journey, all right? You decided you were going to split in two and essentially have a dual polarity, all right? Which means on this earth, you were sent here in two incarnations of yourself. You were sent here, your soul is in two separate bodies at the same time, experiencing a simultaneous incarnation at the same time. And who's to say that that's not true? Because time isn't linear. Time is not linear. Time means nothing to spirit and to the soul. Time is irrelevant. To us here on earth, oh, we think time is everything, but it's really irrelevant. What is relevant to us as spiritual beings living temporary existences here on earth, what is relevant is now, right now, here, now, what's going on, all right? So when you're integrating your divine masculine and your divine feminine in yourself, you're gonna find, because listen, masculine doesn't have to belong to the male species, and feminine doesn't have to belong to the female species, all right? We all embody divine masculine and divine feminine traits. We all have these things inside of us innately. We all embody feminine qualities. We all embody masculine qualities. Feminine qualities are more receptive and creative, and masculine qualities are more go get it and forge ahead and take action and protective. where feminine qualities are more nurturing and emotive. Masculine qualities are more stoic and action orientated. Son of Cups. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. So that would be the Prince, and we have the Father of Cups as well. So you know what? That doesn't surprise me at all either. And the Five of Pentacles, which usually predicts pain and sorrow, but I think we're coming out of that pain and sorrow. So the Father of Cups is a kind, gentle leader. And the Son of Cups is an enigmatic, charismatic, intuitive person. So what happens, what it's looking like is we are coming out of a phase of basically hiding who we are as a soul, as a spiritual being. And we are, we got the Father of Pentacles too, so it's looking like Divine Masculine is having some up leveling over here. Yeah. So, and the Ace of Cups, which is also a new start in love. And then we have the Moon. Oh yeah, of course. There's tower moments going on. You've got the Moon, which is hiding secrets and emotions. And you have the Six of Cups, which usually talks about family and like a tree that bears roots. The roots are the familial structure in your house. So what it's looking like is there is a tower moment going on and secrets are being illuminated, while Divine Masculine is having an up level. Divine Feminine has already done this. She is integrated and turned within. She's slowing down. She's taking a breath. She's stepping back. The separation that you're going through, the separation that you're going through right now with your Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. First, you have to integrate within yourself before you can even think of coming into union with your divine counterpart in the 3D world. So first you have to come to terms within yourself that you are both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. And then once you come to terms with that within yourself, you're going to start having synchronicities that happen throughout your life, things that point you in the direction of where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do. You're going to have people just come out of the blue that want to help you, that want to guide you, and you're going to just, your life is going to dramatically change. So here's the thing. I can't say that every single twin flame right now, oh my goodness. That is too much. So I got pyrite, rhodochrosite, muscovite, Libyan gold tektite, malachite, which I love, by the way, aragonite, hematite. All right. Now, they have some reading on the back. So, pyrite, what it is? Pyrite, aka fool's gold, is a metallic sulfide mineral Its blingy, confident vibes are often perfect cubic structure align us with nature's power to give energy to amazing, beautiful things like you, baby. Who needs it? The chronically lethargic, anybody sleeping on their potential. Where to put it? Pyrite is often used near the solar plexus or will center, but it works wonders anywhere you need a little boost of masculine energy. For example, on the fellas, the low abdomen, just saying. When to use it? On that romantic weekend away from the kids and whenever the energy to power through feels shrouded in dark matter. See, and I was talking about the masculine leveling up, but he might be coming at you with some sexual energy, according to that. Hematite. What it is, hematite is a metallic charcoal that takes the name from the Greek word for blood. Like blood, it's full of iron. And like blood, hematite moves the good to where you need it and takes the bad away from where you don't. Who needs it? Anyone stagnating or spun out on something, like a new crush or a lifelong existential dilemma. Where to put it? Wherever you are when you realize it's time to come back to earth, when to use it, when you feel stuck, when it's that moon time of the month, when you want to pull energy from the earth below and use it to make big things happen. Let's see, that's going over here. Aragonite. What it is, like iron patinated flowers forged by tiny hammers. Aragonite forms in geometric bursts called star clusters. It also occurs in the exoskeleton of stony corals and in the shells of most mollusks, protecting the squishy and fishy insides. Who needs it? Anyone feeling out of alignment, in need of major reset. Where to put it? Meditation cushion adjacent. When to use it? When it's time to retreat to your shell or step out of it. If you want to be square with the outside world, first you've got to get square with your inside world. Call on Aragonite to help set a healthy, sustainable balance. Malachite. What it is, with its trademark acid trip swirls, money green malachite is an electrifying mesmerizer with a high copper content, always good for moving energy and making things happen. Who needs it? The overflowing in creativity but lacking in follow through. The all business, all the time set. Where to put it? If you're trading cryptocurrency, writing television plots, or starting up the next tech giant, try some malachite in your workspace. When to use it? When the concrete jungle has you disconnected from the earth beneath it. When you've just got to have the money, the power, and all the glory. Come at it with a heart-forward, sustainable energy courtesy of malachite. Claim your success. Oh, I forgot. There's these things. Call on your core power. Align to your wholeness. Find your center. See, I knew this. Rhodochrosite. Rosy red to chilled rose pink, rhodochrosite is the go-to stone for the bent and broken-hearted. Who needs it? Anyone grieving or really needing to grieve a major loss, a relationship expired, or an outdated idea of self. Where to put it? Against your chest while you breathe through your heart, or slide a favorite piece into your bra, if you're wearing one. When to use it? When your heart hurts. You can feel all the feels, even the most painful, and still be gentle with yourself. Let rhodochrosite remind you that this too shall pass, and you, especially you, absolutely will heal and love again when you are ready. See, soften your heart. See, what's going on is when you are separated, you are going through basically a trial by fire. You have met your divine counterpart. You met your pair, you met your twin soul, you met the one that you met your other soul. You met your soul in another body, basically. And you came down here having two separate incarnations at the same time, but you're the same soul. So what happens is, since you're the same soul and you came down here at the same time, and your souls organized that you would meet somewhere along your journey in this lifetime. And then you and your twin soul are happily moving along in your life. Sometimes not so happy. Sometimes you're like going through some bullshit and you're not happy. And that's whatever. It's whatever. You're just not happy. And you went through sorrow. You went through some bad fucking shit. And you had a shitty fucking existence to begin with. But you and your twin soul are moving through life. And then all of a sudden, something puts you on the path of each other. And then you are like, oh, I see you. Usually it's the divine feminine that says, oh, I see you first. Oh, I see you. Oh, I know who you are. Oh, wait a minute. And then the divine masculine says, Pow! And runs away. Usually divine feminine says, oh, I see you. Oh, I love you. Oh, you're my other soul, even though divine feminine might not even know what a twin flame is, or what twin souls are, or the meaning of meeting your other soul in another body, your soul in another body. You don't even know that. You just recognize this person as being you. But you don't exactly know that that's the case. Okay, you don't exactly know that that is the case, that this other person is you. But you recognize this person on a soul level. And when divine feminine recognizes this person on a soul level, there are triggers that happen. Because usually there's a fear of abandonment, there's a fear of rejection, there's a fear of pain, whatever fear you're going through. Your twin soul is going to mirror back your fear. So if you're afraid of abandonment, they're gonna most likely look like they abandoned you. If you're afraid of rejection, they're most likely going to look like they rejected you. So you can deal with these pains and the triggering and heal. So what happens is they come into your life, they help you heal. You heal from horrible stuff that you've been through, and they usually trigger you. And if you don't know that they're triggering you, it's going to feel like they're causing the pain all over again, but it's pain that you lived through maybe as a child, in the past. It's trauma, abuse, whatever you've been through. They're going to come in and they're going to trigger it. You're going to see divine feminine. Usually you instantly see them and your heart sparks open. And you instantly fall in love with them because you, on a soul level, you recognize them. So what happens is, because on a soul level, we are different. We are whole and complete beings, yet we are all and we are separate. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting concept. I am just learning how to grasp my head around how we are whole as one and separate yet all one. It's interesting, needless to say. But anyway, you're going along life and you and your twin soul meet, right? You meet. You come together. It's the best experience you've ever had. It's love like no other love, and nobody can ever top this love. Okay, so you're going through life, you finally meet, and what happens? So Divine Masculine, usually, because he's got a lot of triggering and healing to do too, because y'all been through some shitty shit in your life, and shitty relationships lead to trauma, and shitty relationships lead to, how do you say it? They lead to false paradigms. They lead to negative mindsets. They lead to belief systems that aren't good for you, and usually it's toxic patterns of behavior. So what happens is you triggering each other, right? And right now it looks like the twin flames that I am looking at have been through the triggering stage, and they're now at the healing stage where they've been triggered. These wounds have been brought up. They're recognizing their wounds for what they are, as in past karma, past events, past traumas that they've been through. So what happens is now it's time to heal and integrate. So they're looking in books, they're finding their hidden depths, they're turning to divination, they're traveling through the underworld, they're using their vessel to find love. And what's happening is there's a renewal in the connection. And when the connection gets renewed, because you're integrating your divine masculine and your divine feminine into yourself, because first place that you need to integrate is in self. When you integrate into yourself what you're looking for, and you unconditionally love yourself as a whole being, then and only then can true divine union happen. And there will be an end to the triggering, there will be an end to the suffering, an end to the pain, and you will find joy, peace, harmony, happiness, and love. And when you find that, because as you can see, yes, see, nothingness. This is when you meditate and you go into the darkness or the blackness or whatever, and you meet and you're talking, and maybe you're floating through air or whatever, you're talking as higher selves and divineness, and oh yay, another tower moment, as if we didn't know. Oh, but no, you want to be the fool, and you're trying to be mature by integrating, and you're sharing the process with others. These were more for me than you guys. Yeah, this was a story for me, not for you. Sorry about that. Sometimes that happens. But when you're integrating and you're maturing in the spiritual sense of the word, because now you're realizing that you are a soul, you are an infinite spiritual being, and you're waking up to the lies that have been told, that you are, so here's the thing, this world lies, this world sells you duality, and in duality, all right, in duality, what happens between duality is you have masculine and feminine, you have good, bad, you have kindness and unkindness, I guess. You have love and you have apathy. You have pain and you have pleasure. You have hate and you have joy. So what happens in a world of duality, as a spiritual being, you have to experience all of these emotions. And what your twin flame does is helps you experience the gamut of emotions. So let's say you turned off your emotions at one point in your life. I have turned off my emotions more than once. And what happens when you turn off your emotions is not a good thing. So if you're an empath and you turn off your emotions, you become dead. You're like a zombie. You're just a shell. There is nothing there. You are void of all reasoning and being, your consciousness isn't even, you're just literally unconscious and walking around because you are not feeling anything. No emotions whatsoever. No love, no pain, no fear, no joy, no happiness, nothing. And when you are void of emotions, what happens is something has to take over and run your life, right? So if your emotions aren't running your life, you create a false persona called the ego. And now the ego is running your life. But what the ego wants to do is keep you safe. So anything that it perceives as a threat, which love can be seen as a threat if you've fallen in love many times and you've gotten hurt. Your ego could perceive true love as a threat. So what happens now is your ego will trigger pain and suffering. So when that happens, okay, yeah. So when that happens and your ego triggers pain and suffering, you essentially, because you've shut off your emotions, your ego is running the show. So the ego's going to run. The ego's going to cause problems. The ego's going to kick up a fuss. When the true divine love, your counterpart comes into your life, your ego is not going to want it. It's not going to have it. So it's going to kick up a fuss and you're going to go into separation. So what happens is there's this bubble phase where you're in love, you just met, and it's the best love ever, and da-da-da-da. Once the bubble phase ends, and let me explain to you this. Sometimes you don't have a bubble phase. There may be times where you don't even know that you have had your twin soul in your life for a long time, until your heart is activated by them. And once your heart is activated by them, there's no turning back. You can't unsee what you see. You can't unknow what you know. You can't run from the truth. You can't run from yourself. And you can try, you can keep running from yourself, you can keep trying to run from yourself. And at times it may seem like it's working. But in the end, you can't run from yourself. Because you're always there. And wherever you run, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. So what happens with twin souls or twin flames is we trigger each other. And the triggering is supposed to cause deep, deep, deep soul healing, heart healing, all kinds of healing, just healing from trauma, abuse, anything that you've been through. It could be past relationships, it could be childhood, the Empress, of course. It could be childhood wounds, it could be childhood traumas, but whatever it is, your twin flame triggers your deep healing. And usually, these wounds center around abandonment, rejection, and pain. Okay? 3 main things: abandonment, rejection, and pain. Usually it's the fear of those things, because as a child, somewhere you learned to abandon yourself, to reject yourself, and that caused deep pain within yourself. So, when you learn these things, which it's kind of sucky to learn those things as a child, all right? It really is. It's kind of sucky to learn those things as a child, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, I've been through horrible abuse and pain. And when I met my soul in another person, they did things that triggered this immense pain in me. they did things that made me feel abandoned, rejected. They made me isolate myself, which I don't tend. I like my privacy and I like to be alone, but I am not an isolating type of person. But when certain things happen between me and my person, they ran and I isolated, which was a way of running. And I actually ran from myself. So they did these things that caused us to, this is how it's been working for a little while now. We've known each other for a very long time. Long time. Didn't recognize each other, didn't recognize what was going on. At least I didn't recognize what was going on until many years down the line. So we've known each other for a long time. Certain circumstances happened in my life, certain circumstances happened in their life, and we have come together. Well, we triggered each other so badly to trigger healing in each other that we would separate. And when we would separate, usually you would think that we wouldn't come back into each other's lives, because the way we would separate was so heartbreaking and heart-wrenching and painful. But if we would have stayed in each other's lives at that time, it would have been more painful for both of us. So we would separate, and then we'd come back together, and we would be in each other's lives, and we know that we love each other, but there were circumstances along the way that kind of caused us to not be able to connect. So we know that we love each other. We know that it's a deep, unbreakable bond. We know that we share this divine energy with each other. But because of circumstances and situations, we've never really been able to fully come together, because there was so much healing that we needed to do separately before we could actually come together. And right now we're still in this healing phase where we can talk to each other, we can kind of be in each other's lives at a distance, but we're not talking about certain things and aspects. So we're still healing ourselves separately. I don't know if we're ever going to actually come back together for union, but right now we're integrating ourselves. The good, the bad, the shadow, the light, everything is being integrated, and we're healing on separate levels, because that's what we need to do. And I believe that when the time comes for us to be able to heal together, we will be, in a sense, healing each other the rest of the way. And that is what unconditional divine love does. It heals. Now, first, the healing may seem triggering and traumatic and painful, but in order to get down to the core of the trauma and the pain, they have to trigger it. So that way you can look past what they did and say, wait a minute. In a way, it would have been worse. It could have been so much worse. And our souls separated before it could be too bad. So what happens along the way is there's new beginnings. There's karma that's being dealt with. There's release of these energies. There's stepping into our divine feminine and divine masculine respectively, while integrating the other parts of us that we push down. It means becoming who we truly are, our higher selves, our divine essence. It means remembering what we came for. And when that happens and that recognition occurs, that's when true union can happen, and you can truly come together as two whole and separate beings living on planet Earth and become one energetic, divine presence that is unstoppable and unbreakable. And when this happens, it's a beautiful thing. But first, there are things that have to be healed. And in order for you to come together divinely, you have to be pure, unconditional love. So you have to heal those parts of you that need to be healed. And then there are parts of you that you will need to heal together, because there are certain things that happen within the divine relationship that need to be healed, need to be talked about, and you can't keep running from yourself. So when the time is right, you will come together, you will heal the rest of the way together, and you will know unconditional love for each other. And when that happens, there's no questions, there's no doubt, there's no pain, there's no sorrow. There is just pure, unconditional love, harmony, peace, happiness, all the higher vibrational emotions. And it's almost like the lower ones get wiped out. And when you're going through the process of healing and integrating yourself, so are they. You may not see it, you may not be with them, you may not know it, but energetically you're connected. Energetically you're connected on all levels. Energetically your being is their being and their being is your being. Energetically you are connected. And energetically, whatever they go through, you go through. Whatever you go through, they go through. They can feel your emotions as well as you can feel their emotions. And it truly is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience. It could be scary. It could make you want to run and hide. It could be terrifying at first. But when you stop and you think about it, it is so beautiful to share that deep connection with another soul on this planet that only you share. And it's a beautiful thing to watch flourish and grow and mature and unfold and develop. It's so beautiful and mystical in its own right that it's magic. It's pure magic. It's alchemy at its finest. It is turning nothing into something and something into nothing. It is turning pain and anguish and trauma into love and honesty and respect. And when you do these things and you heal at a deep core level, because they did trigger that. They trigger this immense, deep, soul cleansing healing. And you trigger that in them too. And eventually you'll stop chasing them and they'll stop running, and eventually you will come together. And it might not be all roses and I hope it's not roses for me, because I would die. I'm deathly allergic to roses. Anyway, it may not be all roses and rainbows, but you'll get through the mud and the muck together, because together you know that you're stronger than apart, because apart your emotions don't feel right. Apart, the world is gray, and together there's color. Apart, nothing matters, and together everything is love. So eventually, when you're riding this ride and this wave and you're on this journey, eventually it'll slow down, you will integrate, and you will come together in a divine union. Don't give up, because there may be things that they're going through that they're not telling you. And there's probably things that you're going through that you're not telling them. And I would tell them the same thing for you. Don't give up. This love, this divine, beautiful connection is worth fighting for. It is worth healing for. It is worth loving for. It is worth being present for. It is worth everything you've ever dreamed of. Well, that might be the hopeless romantic in me talking, because I don't even know what's gonna happen on my divine journey with my person. And honestly, it's best to embrace the unknown in some instances, because there are infinite possibilities in infinite realities, in infinite timelines that we can be on. And I say, where people say, why? All right? Why is this happening to me? Why is this going on in my life? Why am I feeling this way? I say more, what did I do to create this situation in my life now? What can I do to help this situation move forward? What can I do to embody unconditional love? What can I do to love myself more, which in fact is also loving your twin flame more? It's release, it's integration, it's coming together, it's the lovers, it's past lives, it's separation and reconciliation. It happens. And sometimes it's for the best. And sometimes it's so that way we can heal. And our tower moments are meant to shake us to our core, to create something new and better and beautiful. So that way when we come together, we're healed versions of our higher self. And when we come together, we can embody that love that we both need. And it's a beautiful thing. And hopefully this helped you understand something. Hopefully it helped you. And if it didn't help you, I am so sorry. Because some of it was rambling. And some of it was just spirit, like, saying what needed to be said. And I wish you love, peace, and harmony. And if you've gotten this far, then you probably caught my vibe. And in that case, please subscribe. And on that note, I am going to say goodbye, because we talked enough about the whole entire twin flame journey. And hopefully you'll understand what's going on. And it looks like it's the whole gamut of everything. But right now, on your twin flame journey, the masculine and the feminine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine are integrating and healing to come back together in divine union. ultimately. There's a recognition that happens, and usually it's the divine feminine that recognizes first, and the divine masculine is usually the runner, and the divine feminine chases because she doesn't want to lose that connection and that love. And he's running because, well, he ain't never felt it either. And as a male, most males are taught not to show emotions, and feeling that level of deep emotion can be traumatizing for some males. It can be triggering. And for the female, the triggering part is when he runs, it's being abandoned and rejected and alone. Those are triggering. And those are the things that need to be healed. Once you get to the bottom to why you feel abandoned, why you feel rejected, why you feel alone, why you feel pain, and then you will realize that your twin soul was mirroring you the whole entire time, reflecting back to you your own fears, your own doubts, your own insecurities. At the same time, as unconditionally loving you to their core, and not knowing why they were hurting you, or you not knowing why you were hurting them. But it happened. And it's a healing journey ultimately. It is a divine, deep healing connection. And when you both realize who you are to each other, it's even more healing. And you can then not only heal yourself, but heal each other together. And that is where the true power lies. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much for staying as long as you did. Have a great night or day or evening wherever you are, and be blessed. Peace out.